that thing in an IK filmer, I can take over the world with it. Every now and then I dream about it.
All right, hey everybody, Eric Tumlinson here with Auto Radiance Detail. I have a special guest today. Eileen from So Cleen is with me today. What's up, Eileen?
What's going on?
Right, so I don't know, I guess we'll just jump right in, huh? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, so I guess we'll start from somewhat the beginning. What sparked your interest in detailing?
Sorry if you hear my dog. She's drinking water and she's like the loudest drinker in the world. So I apologize if that comes through the audio. Oh my God, so embarrassing. It's my dog, I promise. She's drinking water. Okay, so what got me into detailing? So it probably started when I was young. I had a really great relationship with my dad. He passed away a little while ago, but it's something that he kind of got me into from really young. And it was kind of like our bonding time together. And I think it was probably his way to get away from like, you know, the stress of adult life. And
yeah, for sure.
And he brought me along with him. And so I really kind of got the appreciation of you know, taking the time out on a Sunday or something to clean and wax your vehicle, and that kind of got me into like the passion of doing that, like before I got into the business side of it. And the reason why I got into the business side of it was pretty much because for like the last decade I've been helping kind of startup companies from scratch and kind of into their first million and all that, and helping them with like supply chain. So I figured if I could help these companies kind of start from zero and work their way up to, you know, some level of success, then I could probably do the same thing for myself. And why not do it, you know, couple that with something that I love to do, you know, and a passion of mine. And here I am. Living the dream, as they say.
Yeah. Of course. So did you have any... Yeah, of course it is. So did you have any like mentors or role models or anything to help you with that? Or did you just kind of pick it up on your own?
No, I just kind of started on my own. Yeah. And then I kind of picked up mentors as I went. Like two of the biggest ones for me was Tim, Old Detailing Dudes, and Adrian from I Am Detailed AF, and those two kind of like put me under their wings and really kind of guided me into like the first steps of the detailing world. Like the business side, I kind of knew what I needed to do because I had done that already, but they really taught me like the detailing side of things. And you know, because as far as I knew, like when I was detailing my own personal vehicles, I was using like Jay Leno stuff, or I was using like Adam stuff. Like I wasn't really, you know, I didn't really know like, you know, what was hip, you know, what people were using, like, you know, on the business end of it. I'm just like, oh, I'll just grab, you know, this butter wax from Chemical Guys and, you know, like whatever, whatever I could find that looked, you know, halfway decent. But they definitely helped me along and got me at least a little educated.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I started out with Adams.
Yeah.
They have they always have their big sales, so I bought probably $300-$400 worth of stuff and went from there when I started.
Of course.
Right. So were there any like big hurdles that you had to overcome when you got started, or?
I probably think the biggest hurdle, and I'm kind of like still dealing with it a little bit, is like I am the new kid on the block. And I don't really have like connections in the community like a lot of other people do. I don't have kids that go to school with the parents in the community. I'm not really a church person, so I don't really go to church and have that kind of community. So I didn't really have any ties in the community, and I feel like that helps tremendously. And I didn't. I'm kind of like I'm very much a loner, so I didn't really have a connection in that way. So just trying to like build connections from zero is kind of my biggest hurdle.
Okay. So have you had anything help you overcome any of that so far?
Yeah, just trying to like connect. So my biggest connection that kind of opened a few doors for me was connecting with some Airbnb property managers that are out here. It's a really big community for Airbnbs, and people who host properties for Airbnbs are a majority of my clientele are either people who manage and host Airbnbs, or they promote my business for people who visit their Airbnbs. And so like if someone's here, someone's here visiting, and they're traveling in from out of town, they're going out to the national park, they're getting their car really dirty and sandy and all that, and so they have me in their binder as like a detailer for them.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I got kind of thrown into detailing by accident.
Did you?
Yeah, I was kind of getting into it. Like I had just maybe cleaned my nephew's car and a couple of my nephews and my friend's car. So maybe like four cars tops is all I was into it. And I went on vacation, big family vacation down to New Orleans. I came back, and then on Monday, when I went to my job, they fired me. So right after I get back from vacation, They fired me. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, scrolling through Indeed and looking for work. And I get a message on Facebook from a detailer asking if I wanted to get my car detailed. And so I messaged back and said, no, I actually just started detailing. So I do my own car now. And he messaged me back and was like, he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that sent anything. It was automated. So, and we started chit chatting, and I told him I just got fired. So if you have any work you want to throw my way, let me know.
Yeah.
He said, okay, I'll keep you in mind. And then the next morning he texted me and was like, hey, were you serious about me throwing you some work? And I said, of course. He said, well, I got 2 jobs for you. So he gave me 2 jobs that day, and I went out and
that's awesome.
Did it, and been out since then. So that's kind of how I got rolling.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and we still do a lot of work together now. So we actually do spring training for the Dodgers when they're here in Arizona.
Oh,
we go
super
to the
cool.
Yeah, we go to the ballpark and clean their cars together. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of fell
literally like
into
the
it.
definition. That's the definition of like one door closes, another door opens. Like it's like so cool that happened for you. That's great.
Yeah, it was crazy. Not what I was expecting. So
probably not. Yeah.
All right. So what do you do outside of detailing? You do anything? I know you said you were a bit of a loner, but do you do anything outside of that? Outside of detailing?
Anything for fun? Yeah, I do. I do a lot of hiking. I have a dog, and so her and I go and we do a lot of hiking together.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's like my way of like decompressing and getting away, and like no service, no Instagram, because I'm like I live off of Instagram. I mean I have to, right? Like I have to post 24/7, like So it's a great way to like force me to like ignore my phone and just get out there.
Yeah, that's good though.
Just kind of separate a little bit.
Do you go hiking year round, or is it just like when it's cooler?
Yeah, so definitely not in the summer, because it's way too hot out here. But there's other areas that I can travel to that are probably like 2 or 3 hours away that's not as hot as it is here. And so sometimes I'll do that. But yeah, summer definitely you don't want to be outside.
Yeah, I ask because here, the weather's probably pretty much the same. It's like 115, 120 in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Here in Phoenix. And
Yeah.
I still see people taking their dogs out up to the hiking up the mountains and stuff. And I think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. I would never. Yeah, it's way too
Yeah.
hot. I mean, it's too hot for me to be out there, and it's the same out here. It's like 115, 120 in the middle, like in the middle in the peak summer. Yeah, it's super
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah. So, yeah, I see. That's why I ask, because I see that here all the time. And I'm thinking, what are you doing?
Too hot.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy enough that you're out here in the middle of the summer. Like, what are you
Yeah, I
dragging
know,
your dog
right?
out there for?
Poor dogs.
Right. So if you weren't a detailer, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a detailer, what would I be doing? Man, I'd probably be detailing. I couldn't even think of what I would do. What I would do if I wasn't, because like it's become my entire life, and there's nothing
Were you
really
doing
that
anything?
I've ever had
Were you doing anything
prior to
before,
that.
or did you just go straight into detailing from the get go?
Yeah, I mean, I was in charge of supply chain for companies, like on a corporate level. So I was dealing with like logistics and inventory and all that. And I mean, I guess I could go back to doing that, but I wasn't really happy much.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
was
like if I could be like, if it could be like the perfect job, I'd probably say like a travel photographer. Like, I think that would be super cool to be able to do that.
okay.
To just
Yeah, that'd be
travel
fun.
and have someone pay me to like take photos and shit. Yeah, I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I started out my first, career, I guess, was in security uh, at the Phoenix Suns arena.
Yeah.
So that was where I got started. I worked there for I think 7 or 8 years doing that. So
Oh,
met a
wow.
lot of people and stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't like it. So then I went to
Yeah.
the job I got fired from. I was a manager at a call center for Cigna, and I didn't like
Oh,
that even
okay.
more.
Yeah,
So
that's gotta be tough.
yeah, it was a pain in the ass that dealing with all that.
I can imagine. Oh my gosh. I worked
So
at
I
a call
wasn't
center for a little bit, and it was like
I
the
wasn't
worst experience of my
horribly.
entire life.
Yeah, it's so bad. I wasn't horribly upset that I got fired.
Yeah.
All right. So what is the best advice you've ever received?
Um, the best advice, and it's probably the advice that I carry through, I mean, to this day, is my dad telling me like you only have one life, and like you have to make the best of it, and you have to like take the chance and take the risk. And I think that's something that for me I take forward with me through any decision that I make. Like, is it going to fulfill me in the ways that I want to feel fulfilled, and I'm just gonna do it regardless of like fear or any of that. I'm just gonna do it. And like, because I don't, you don't get it, you don't get a second chance. You don't get to be like, well, I didn't like that outcome, I'm gonna come back
Yeah.
and do it differently. Like, or
Yeah, for
I
sure.
don't want to be like 100 years old and sitting there like, man, I really wish I would have like started my own business with detailing. Like I wish, like, I wonder what that
Yeah.
could have been. I'd hate to feel that, some old lady in a bed thinking like, what if?
Yeah. What ifs will kill you.
Oh my god, it's the worst.
All right. What's the worst advice you've ever received from somebody?
Oh, the worst advice.
I know that one's kind of hard because you probably don't want to remember the worst advice.
Yeah, I think I probably just removed it from my mind forever.
Yeah.
The worst advice. Oh, the worst advice was probably to go back to school to get some type of certification for a job that I didn't want. Like my mom pushed me to be like, you have to be like, you have to go to school. Obviously, you have to go to school, but like, you have to go to college and you have to get a degree and you have to do this and you have to be this thing. And that's the key to success. And I mean, I did that. I went to Fordham in the Bronx, and like, I have a degree in finance and I'm a detailer. So, so it's like, what is, like, like, it's like $120,000 later, school loans, coming out of everywhere. And it's like, I'm a detailer, and I'm the happiest now than I was when I was like going, into thinking about being an accountant and, bookkeeping and all that stuff. Like, just for like the title or, whatever it was. I think for me, that's probably the worst advice I ever got, was to do that.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten that advice from somebody, but I've tried to go to school about 4 times to get a degree, but I go and I start and I do a couple classes. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm not going to use this. And then I'd leave, and then I'd be thinking, well, I probably need it, so I should probably do it. So then I'd go back and all over again. I've done about 4 or 5 times probably.
Yeah. I just think like, I'm trying to think back to like when I first started college and I went for like teaching. I wanted to be a teacher of languages, specifically French. And like, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do for the rest of my life at 20, 21, 22. I had no clue. Like, and then I ended up switching my majors and going into something else, and I still didn't know what I wanted to do. So it's like, I don't know that pushing for the whole college and getting degrees so quickly is probably the best bet for some people. Maybe for others, like, like my niece, she knows what she wants to do. She like is set in her mind. She's going to get her degree, and she's 13, and she's like the smartest person I've ever met in my entire life. But me at 20, like, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to wear tomorrow, let alone what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how I felt. My son wants to be a cop. So, and he's wanted to do that for, I think, since he was about 7.
Yeah.
And he's a junior in high school now, and that's what he still wants to do. So
that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great when people like, they know from the beginning what they want to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And then you just support that, which is great.
Well, do you have a favorite part about detailing, or the whole detailing industry, or?
My favorite part of detailing would probably be, like, to this day, it would be a moment when I went to SEMA and I met all of the people that I had built connections with over the last year and like got to know so well. And I think for me, that was, I mean, obviously like getting paid is everyone's favorite part of detailing.
Yeah.
But like, I think for me, that was really huge, to be able to see Eddie and Jamie and Pan and Tim and like all these people that like I've had connections with, like through social media, to like see them in person and, have a drink and talk and chat. And like, I think that was probably one of my favorite moments.
That's cool. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to SEMA, but I've never been. So that's on my list.
We'll see you 2025.
That's what I'm shooting for.
Yes.
Right, and then I know you were in that the DIY tuber, right? How'd that go?
Yeah, it was great. It was super cool. Especially being able to kind of be challenged to step out of the box and do something that's like out of my comfort zone. I mean, that goes back to like the whole you only live once, so do something that you fear because, something could come from it. And like my fear was telling me like, don't do that. You don't want to do it. YouTube, like you have to get in front of a camera, you have to talk, and you sound so cringe and you hate every minute of it. Because every time I record a video, I'm like, oh my God, I sound so stupid. I hate this. I hate everything about it. But yeah, it really challenged me to kind of step out of my comfort zone, and just try to build up my YouTube channel, and then to create, I guess, somewhat of like a habit so that I can carry that through, after DIY Tuber is done. Yeah.
Is it done now, or are you still?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's finished. They're on to the next round.
All right. And did you get to like meet Ivan and Nick and everybody, or?
Yeah, I saw them at I went to SEMA and I saw Ivan and Nick. We did go-kart racing together, and it was a good time.
Yeah,
of course,
I bet
Ivan
it was.
Won.
I'm sure he knows all the tricks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I watched a ton of his videos to learn when I first started. So he helped me quite a bit. Him and Pan probably watched.
Pan. Oh yeah, same thing. Yeah. Yeah, when I met Pan, I was like, your last three videos of like the year-end review of products, I was like, I told him, I was like, I've created like a whole spreadsheet, and I wrote down like everything you recommended within each category, and I put like 2022, 2023, 2024, and I like every category I put down like what you said was good, better, best, the price per ounce, the link where I could find it. Like I went like total nerd with your videos. He's just laughed at me like loser.
That's funny. I did that too. I had a list of everything, and I'd pause it so I could write it all down, and then I'd play it again, and then pause it when he got to the next one. Yep.
Yeah.
Did the same thing. And then I'm, shopping, like, where can I get that here? Like, where can I find that around me?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it helped. It at least got me started.
Yeah, for sure.
So it didn't go for, it wasn't for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and at worst, it just gave me an idea of what I needed. I didn't have to get that specific product, but, like I needed this brake cleaner or, something like that.
Exactly. That's what it helped me, like, try to build out my truck. Like, what are the essentials, at least? Because, you don't know. There's so many, like, even if you go to Chemical Guys, there's like 50,000, PNS, there's like 50,000 things, and you don't need every single thing,
Yeah. Yeah, I did that too with I think he had a video with Sydney about like just the basics you need. So I did the same thing with that video. I paused it and wrote everything down and took screenshots and everything of that. So I had my list of everything I needed.
Yep. Guilty.
So you're not the only nerd.
Okay, good.
Right. Well, so have you had a like really challenging customer? Not so much the car, but like a customer.
Yeah, I had one where so I live near a Marine base, and so a majority of them, when they get transferred out to a different location or maybe back home, they have to ship out their vehicle, and before they can ship it out, I guess whoever's in charge of reviewing the vehicle, they have to make sure that it's like basically spotless on the inside. And so a lot of my clients that come from the Marine base are people who are doing that. They're getting ready to leave. They need to ship their car out, and they're like, we need to just like, it needs to be spotless inside. And so one of the guys that called me out to do that, his car was basically clean. Like there wasn't really much for me to do. He had some pet hair that was kind of stuck in the fibers, so I took care of that, and some of the seats. I scrubbed some of the seats and stuff. But like for a majority of it, it was basically clean. And after I was done, I went up to him and I said like, hey, you're all done, whatever. And so I said, take a look at the vehicle. Let me know what you think. If there's any areas that you want me to focus more on, or maybe you think that I could, I might have missed or whatever. And so he was like, well, you didn't take the seats out? And I'm like, no, I don't take the seats out. And then he's like, I see so many videos on YouTube. Like, whenever someone comes in there to do details, they have to take the seats out. And they're, like, vacuuming and, like, all kinds of stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, not for $150. I'm not. Like, this was, like, a super basic interior. Like, I'm not. I don't do that. And I wouldn't even do that if I charge. And he was like, well, how much would you charge to do something like that? And I'm like, I don't do that. Period. I won't take your seats out, and it's not something that I do.
I wouldn't do that either.
If you want to shop around for someone that's willing to do that, then that's fine. But like for me, it's just a risk that I wouldn't take, and he got all upset. But it says that YouTube disaster detail thing where everyone thinks that that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
And so it was probably my toughest one to date, because I wasn't really sure how to navigate that conversation. And also try to like maintain composure and not be like, what do you mean? Because that's really what I wanted to do. I'm like, are you crazy? Yeah. But that was probably the most challenging for me. So
yeah,
far.
I don't even put car seats back in, let alone a regular seat.
Yeah, me either. Nope, I will not do that.
That's crazy. One of mine was she wasn't like rude or anything. But I could tell she wasn't real excited about what I did. It was an old, like, I think it was a '02 or '03, like, Camry or something like that. And she wanted to sell it. So I went through and I cleaned everything. And pretty much everything except the seatbelts were, they were real clean as as I could get them. Yeah. And then she comes out of her garage. I tell her we're all done, and she looks at it, and she goes back into her garage and pulls out one of the big tubs of Clorox wipes and pulls them out and goes over the entire car, all inside, the seats, the dashboard, everything with the Clorox wipes right after I did everything.
Oh my god.
And she like rolled her eyes at me as she paid like I didn't clean it at all.
What was her issue?
I don't know. She didn't say anything. Yeah.
That's so weird.
She didn't say, oh, you missed this, or, you didn't clean this. She didn't say a word. She just walked back into her garage and came out with that tub of Clorox wipes and started wiping the whole car down.
That's weird.
Yeah, like I didn't know what to say. I had my friend with me. He came to help me, so I just looked at him like, what the hell is she doing? He looked at me and was like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. It's just, okay. Just pay me so I can leave.
Yeah. And they were cloth seats, so I don't know why she was wiping them with Clorox wipes. I feel like that's going to spot, it's going to bleach something.
Yeah, for sure.
And she didn't pay me until she was all done doing her thing, so I just stood there. I packed everything up, and then I just stood there waiting. Yeah. So I think that's one of my weirdest things.
Yeah, that is pretty strange.
Yeah, and she didn't say a word, so I don't know, you tell me I missed something, I'll go back over it, or can you try this again? This spot didn't come out as much. Can you try this?
Yeah.
And I even told her that. I said, if I miss something, let me know. I'll go back over it. And she didn't say a single thing to me.
That's weird activity right there.
Yeah. Yes. Very much. I had no idea what to say or do or...
Yeah, you just stand there
okay. Yeah. Standing there all awkward. What advice would you give a detailer to manage those type of clients, those weird or messy clients, I guess?
Yeah. I think sometimes less is more. And for me, I find that like just listening to them and trying to like maintain composure and like trying to figure out how to help them through whatever it is that they're not happy with, at least to the extent that you can, because there's not really much. Some people are just weird with stuff like that. Like, you know, you can't make everyone happy. You can try your best, but I mean, I've had clients where I'm like, yeah, that turned out great, and they're like, all right, thanks, anyways, bye. And then, you know, I never hear from them again. And you're like, I don't know. Did I do a good job? Did you hate it? Did you love it?
Yep.
Like, what? Where did I mess up? Like, tell me what I did wrong. And so I think just like approaching it with like a level of understanding and not taking offense to it is probably the best thing to do. Like, not to feel like you're being attacked. Their opinion is what that is. It's their opinion. It doesn't have it's not a reflection of like your work, especially if you know you did a good job and you know you're a decent detailer. You just can't make everyone happy. So try your best, you know, put a smile on your face and just, okay, yep, all right. And then walk yourself right out of there and just never see them again.
Yeah. And some people are, call it stoic, like they just don't show that emotion. Like they could really love what you did and just be super excited about it, but they just don't show it. But that's weird to me, you know, like I'm like, oh, that's awesome, you know, and they're like, yep,
yeah, I'm like a dog. They're like, come and tell me I did a good job. Tell me, like, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me I'm a good girl. Like, I did something good. Like, you're just waiting for that, and they're like, all right, where's the keys? Okay, I sent your payment. Done.
Yep.
Those bug me the most. I'd rather have someone tell me like, you did an awful job and I hated every minute of it, and then I could be like, okay, cool. Let me see how I could work through that. Better than someone who's just quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. I had one a couple weeks ago like that. Like they didn't say anything, and like I was all excited because I was like, oh man, they're gonna love it. And that's exactly how it was. They were just like, cool. Where do I send your payment? Like, oh, well, you're welcome.
Fine then.
Are you a car person at all? Like, do you like the cars, or do you just? Because I know
I do. I enjoy cars. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I laugh when I hear Joelle and Sal from Details, and they always talk about how they're not car people. So.
Yeah.
I am too. I love cars. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I couldn't tell you like specifics about cars, but like, you know, if I get to detail a Porsche, I'm excited about it. If I get to detail like, you know, specific cars, I'm like, I get excited about it because there's, you know, there's certain cars. Like for some reason, I have like a thing for WRXs, and like if I detail one, I get super excited because like when I was younger, I'm like, man, the things I would do with an STI, like I would do some crazy, like, you know, like, cause to me, it's like, that's like the supercar, you know, like, so when I see it, I'm like, oh man, that's a cool car. And other people are like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like a blue car, just whatever. Like, no, like, you don't understand.
So is that your favorite car to detail? Like when you get that one, do you still get excited, or like, is there something else that you like to detail more?
Yeah, I do. Simply because you don't really, I guess it's more of like an East Coast thing, I guess. I used to see them a lot living in New York, but out here in California, no one really needs an all-wheel drive, you know, car like that.
Yeah.
So you don't really see it very often. So yeah, when I do, I get a little excited.
Yeah, my favorite is a Tesla, like a Model 3 or something.
Nice.
I like to clean those.
I enjoy Teslas.
There's nothing in there really, you know. Yeah. It's real basic. So
it's like super basic. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a dream car you'd like to detail?
A 65 Mustang. That's like my ultimate car. I love Mustangs. It's something that I shared with my dad. And
Yeah.
yeah, one of his favorite cars was like a '67 fastback. So for me, if I could find a car like that to detail, I'd probably do it for free, just because I would enjoy it so much.
Nice. I did a,
Yeah,
I think it was a 66 Mustang a couple weeks ago.
yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it was like a, I don't, it was a green, but it was like a, I guess it looked to me like a mix between like an olive and a lime. It was kind of a
Oh,
weird
really?
green. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
it was like a custom color.
Yeah, I think so. I've never seen it
Yeah.
before, so. Uh, my dream car, I think, and I'd be with you. I'd probably do it for free too. Would be a '65 Nissan Skyline.
Nice.
Those are my favorite
It's a
cars,
nice car.
like of all time.
Yeah. Okay, anyone out there with a '65 Skyline, hit this guy up because he's gonna give you a
Yes.
free detail.
Just once though. Just once.
Just we only need one, so everyone relax. We just need one.
What's the worst like? What's the most difficult car to detail for you?
Oh man, anyone that comes to me with a Corolla or a Civic, I'm charging extra. Because no
agree.
one cares about those cars. They just trash them. They're like never in like. Not that I only want to detail clean cars, but it's always a disaster.
Yeah, they're never even in decent shape.
Never. And there's
Yeah.
like it's so hard to like make it look good again. It's just so hard because they're just like the carpet is trashed, everything
Yeah, I
is
was just gonna say the carpet sucks.
everything is just yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I hate cleaning those.
Yeah, they're the worst.
They're almost, I don't know, they're probably worse than minivans.
Oh yeah. I don't do a lot of minivans. I've probably done like 2 or 3. But yeah, Corollas and Civics, they're as soon as I see them come through and they're like, I have a Corolla, I'm like, wait a minute, extra $50 just off the top. I don't even know what your car could look pristine. I'm extra 50. I know it.
Yep.
There's something in there you're not telling me.
Yeah. There's definitely some hidden mess somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Do you have any plans to grow your business anymore?
Yeah, so like I would probably say immediate goals is to add some new services like tinting and PPF. I'd like to at least start doing, especially the PPF, something since I'm mobile. I'm kind of limited to the amount of PPF that I can actually do with like, safely because obviously mobile. But so yeah, tinting and PPF, and then eventually I'd like to have like a huge studio, where we're doing like multiple bays and doing, all different kinds of services. Just because that doesn't exist out here. And anything close to that, you'd have to drive like an hour and a half to get to. So it would be pretty cool to be able to open something like that here.
Okay. Yeah, that's I want to open up a store. Not a shop necessarily, but like an actual store selling chemicals and stuff like that. That's
Nice.
my dream, I guess.
That's pretty cool. Why a store instead of a shop?
I I think it goes back to that whole pan thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
I like nerd out with all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
the products.
yeah. So like I have a list on my phone too of just products and like where I can get them, how much it is per ounce, how many ounces per bottle, so how much does each bottle cost, and like I do that whole thing, and then like how much do I usually use? Do I use like a quarter of a bottle or half a bottle on a car?
Yeah.
Like, all of that, like, and I don't know. I love that stuff. I lay in bed before I go to sleep, and that's when I'm scrolling through shopping and
That's awesome.
like I'm typing
And you
on
get
that.
to
My
try a
wife,
lot of products?
not as
Do you
many as
try
I
to at least?
like. Yeah, I try to
Yeah.
do a whole bunch. And there's a shop here that has a lot of different stuff that
Yeah.
I'll go in and I'll just buy like a soap from this brand or that brand, and I'll try that once. And but I always end up going back to Koshemi stuff.
Yeah.
So I
That's
always
your
like find my
go-to.
way back there. But I'm like, I want to try this, so then I'll try it. But then I'll go back to gentle snow foam.
Oh my god, I love Gentle Snuff On. So I have never used it ever until like just recently. And
Yeah.
I like fell in love with the scent. I mean that and AF like is like my favorite of all time, the scent
Yeah.
that comes from it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's such a wonderful experience. And I was so
Yes.
mad like I finished my last like bit yesterday. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I need more." It
Yep,
smells so good. It's such a great soap.
Yeah, and it works so well.
Yeah.
I just got some from the Rag Company the other day,
Yeah. It's great
and
stuff.
I got some of that the GFX. Have you smelled that one yet?
I haven't tried that one yet, no. They have it at the Rag Company?
amazing. Yeah, I had to try
That's
it.
what I hear. See,
It
like
works.
stuff like that, I feel like I can't get it because then I'm gonna fall in love with it, and then my whole world is gonna be like all upside down. Because then I'm gonna want to buy that, and like, oh,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah, Gentle Snow Foams is definitely my favorite soap for sure.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
What's a tool that you can't go without?
Oh, a tool that I can't go without. Probably my air tool. Like the Tornador or like the air blaster. Yeah, either one of those tools I feel like I've gotten so used to using them in all of my details that I'd probably feel lost without it. For sure.
So I work out of my Tesla, my Model 3.
Yeah.
So I don't have room for an air compressor.
Yeah.
So I have an air blaster, or actually the mini Tornador is what I have.
Yeah.
But I only use it when I am detailing at home because I can't take my air compressor with me.
Oh, right. Yeah. I
So,
love that
but-
mini Tornador. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It works so well
Yeah.
too.
It does.
Yeah, my tool is the like a tongue depressor, like a popsicle stick.
What do you use that
I
for?
use that for a lot of stuff. I put my towel over it and I get in the vents with
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Or I'll
nice.
use it to get in the like around the cup holders
Yeah.
and like in the shift boot right there.
right.
Yeah, I use that to get in all those
Oh,
weird
that's a good,
places
that's a good
like
tip.
that. Yeah.
I've never used it. Very
So
cool.
I found it's actually a hard plastic one that I found a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. So like I use that now instead of the wooden ones. But
Instead of the wooden ones.
yeah, that's probably my
Pretty
favorite
cool.
thing.
I'm gonna
I
have to
couldn't
try
find
that
it
out.
this morning, and I was like, "Oh my god, where's it at?"
No. You're like, that's it. I'm done. I can't detail anymore.
Yep.
I quit.
Close up
I'm
shop.
firing myself.
Do you have a favorite chemical you like to use? Gentle Snow Foam?
Favorite chemical. Oh, I got done some stuff on my know. So one chemical that I use pretty much all the time, and I've relied so heavily on it, is Kraken by Phoenix COD. And that
Okay.
I use it for wheels and tires, wheel wells, bugs. It's basically an exterior APC. I don't know if you're familiar with it or you use it, but man, that thing in an IK foamer, I can take over the world with it. And I do every time. Yeah, it's so good. and it doesn't let me down. It's consistent. It's a great price point. Like, it's really dilutable, which is what I love. And it's, it goes back to that, like, not having to use multiple things for the same job. Like, I don't need to have a tar remover, a bug guts remover, a this remover, that. Like, that does basically anything I need it to do on the exterior, which is what I love.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard it. It's actually on my list on my phone.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I do want to get some.
5-to-1 in an IK foamer is how I use it, and it's just like, it's amazing.
Right now I'm using a lot of Detail Co. stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I use their BDE 5-to-1 for pretty much everything. Yeah, I get the bugs and the tar and everything. So
yeah, I got that and I use it as well. But I recently moved, and I had like my mattress and stuff in the back, and didn't realize that I had my jug of BDE back there as well. And I thought, oh, it's safe. Like, even if it is back there, like, it's fine. It was not fine, actually. It flew out the back, and it's like on the highway somewhere back there. So Jamie and Eddie, if you're listening, send me another gallon of BDE, because it's on the highway. I went to get gas, and I looked back there, and I was like, oh, it's all right. It's going to be fine. It's not going to go anywhere. Like, I'm not going that far. And then I get back, and I'm like, oh, it's not there anymore. Okay. But it's great. It's a good product.
Yeah. I think the thing I use most is rinseless.
Yeah. You like rinseless?
I love rinseless. I fill up my bucket, and
What's
I
your
put
favorite?
some interior towels in there, and I use it on the interior, and I use it, obviously to wash. I use it for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is probably RRW.
Yeah? I haven't tried that one yet.
I like that one a lot. That one smells really good
stuff.
too. Yeah. I have used DIY details on. I've actually gotten stains out with that one. I used it on stains on the carpet.
Yeah.
So that worked really well and I was all, wow, it's just a rinseless. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, V2 is really good. I don't know if you've tried the V1 or V2, but V2 is really good.
Yeah, no, I still have a gallon of V1 because that's probably the thing I buy most when I go shopping. It's just I just get everybody's rinseless washes and try those first.
Nice.
So I still have it's right here. I still have a whole bunch.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's V1. Yep.
Great. Do you have a? So I guess what's your most popular service and what's your favorite service?
My most popular is the Reset package, which is basically like a entry-level basic interior, exterior, no scrubbing, seat cleaning, any of that. It's basically like a wipe down and vacuum of the interior. And then an exterior wash. That's usually my most popular one that people usually go for. My favorite is I have something called, it's like a new car package, which is basically like someone buys a new car, they drop it off, usually at my house. They drop it off, and I'm doing a full detail, interior, exterior, ceramic coating, all exterior surfaces, windows, glass, rims, like everything gets touched. They can also add ceramic on the interior, paint enhancement, ceramic coating, all that. Like, that would probably be my like most favorite package to do. One, because the car's already clean. It's a new car.
It's already clean.
So
yeah, I've been thinking about
it makes it a lot easier.
Adding something like that to mine. I don't do that specifically, but I've been thinking about adding that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good service. And I probably do one of those like once a month. It doesn't happen very often. A majority of of the details that I do, if it's not like the reset package, it's like something having to do with an RV, which I absolutely hate, but everyone keeps hiring me for them, so I just learned to like enjoy them. Like so yeah, so it's not my favorite, but I've learned to enjoy it. I mean, it like the transformation is really rewarding afterwards, and yeah, it keeps me busy. It'll take me probably like a day or two to do an RV.
Yeah. How do you charge for that? Like, do you charge like per foot, or how do you do that? Per foot?
Yep, I do it based on the footage. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've done I think 2 or 3 RVs.
Yeah.
And that's the way I've charged, but I never knew if it was right. You know?
Yeah.
Like if I should do it that way, or if there's another way, but I've always just done it by the
foot. I watched a lot of, so I was like focused on like how, not necessarily like how can I make big money, but how can I do something that like can take up a full day. I'm not like dying over like multiple vehicles in one day, and I can really do like something that's like transformative, you know, like that I could really make an impact on. And so I like fine-tuned onto like RVs and boats, and I obsessed over what the heck is his name, Drake, on YouTube.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I've watched him too.
Yeah, he does a lot of boat details, so I like the same thing as Pan. I nerded out on all of his videos. And I was like, just like boat and RV, and he's got like really great information on like how to price things and what to get and how to do, you know, the whole process and everything. So that's kind of what I built my pricing structure on, is pretty similar to how he prices his stuff on.
Okay. Do you like boats or RVs better?
I've only done one boat, and I every now and then I dream about it. It was like a really good experience. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and I think because I was so scared when I got that job. I was like so nervous, and like I said, I lived off of Drake's videos, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to mess this thing up. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Like, I've never done it. Who do I think I am to do a boat? Like, like, do you really think like you could do this? And yeah, I was like, I mean, the only way to do it is just do it. Right. So
yep.
Yeah. And it came out so good, and I was like really proud of it. And, yeah, I would love to do it again. It's just, I mean, I live in the desert, so I don't really see a lot of boats out here. And most of the people, like, they have it in storage and they take it out to like Havasu or whatever. And they usually probably get it taken care of out there. They don't really get it taken care of out here. But yeah, the only one, and I dream about it every now and then. So I'm putting that in the universe. Send me another boat.
And boats. I've done one boat, and it was at the last second. I was there to do their truck, and his wife was like, "Do you do boats?" And I was all, "Yeah, sure." And they had a little boat, so I detailed the boat, and I mean, it turned out okay. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but
yeah. I mean, I polished it. There was like, I polished, I ceramic coated it. I mean, it was and it came out like tremendous. It was so good. It came out really good. Yeah.
That's good. I hope you get some more.
Oh, thank you. Maybe one day.
Right. So now I got some like just fun, random type questions.
Okay.
My plan was to put these on like a wheel and spin them and just have them pop up.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But I'm still working on that part.
One day. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What is your dream road trip car? If you were going on a road trip, what car would you want to take?
Dream road trip car. Man, I don't know, something comfortable. I've taken 3 road trips from here to New York to Florida and back 3 times within the last 4 years, and I took my Mustang, and it was not fun.
Yeah, I bet.
It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't so great. So I'd probably choose like, oh man, something like a minivan or something that would like really be super comfy.
So one of the most comfortable cars I've ever driven, and I didn't drive it a long ways, but it was one I was detailing, so I just kind of moved it around. But I could tell it was like the smoothest ride, around the parking lot type thing. Was a Maybach.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, that was. I was like, how do people drive this thing long distance? I'd be asleep in 5 minutes.
Probably. It'd have to have some type of like self-driving capability.
Self-drive, yeah. Man, it's one of the Dodgers players, so I drive it around the parking lot to move it around, and man, it doesn't feel a single bump in the parking lot, and I couldn't imagine this thing floating on a highway. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, how does he drive it all the way from? I think he drove it from Florida.
Oh wow!
Like, how in the world did he make it?
Just cruise control.
Yeah, I guess. All right. Here's a good one. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. It'd probably be. Oh man. The ability to like go invisible. Like I think that would be really cool to just like be invisible. But that goes back to like my loner ability. Yeah. I'd love it to just be like
disappear out of situations.
This is too much socialing for me. Gotta go.
Now, if you could have a superpower related to detailing, what would you want?
It'd probably be like an Inspector Gadget type thing, or it would be like some type of like speed, like going really fast, being able to move really fast, because that would be super helpful.
Okay. Yeah, it would. I never thought about Inspector Gadget.
Yeah,
just a little brush come out of your finger and
tornador.
That's a good one. I did not even think of it. I was thinking like water out of your hands or something like that.
Oh, that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like the Inspector Gadget one better. What's a question you wish people would ask you more often?
I don't know. I mean, this doesn't really have anything to do with detailing, but probably like, do you need help? Because I do not know how to ask for help. It is ingrained in me to like just figure it out on my own and never ask for help. Yeah, so it'd be pretty cool if someone knew when I needed help and they could just be like, "Do you need help?" I probably would say no, but at least to ask.
At least they'd ask, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Mine would probably be, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I would say I'd be the same way. Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, fine. But thank you for asking, though. That was really good. Yeah. That was nice of you.
All right, I got 2 more.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, it doesn't matter, who would it be and why?
Okay, let's think. It would be... Oh, man. Definitely my dad. And then... Probably... Oh my god, I'm stumped here. Morgan Freeman.
It's a tough question.
Yeah. I think anybody old, because I feel like I didn't grow up like having a really good relationship with like my grandparents, and I always wished that I had someone that could like pass down stories from the days before, and I think that would be really cool. So I would probably say Morgan Freeman, because I feel like he has a lot of stories to tell. Definitely my dad, and Robin Williams. Because, man, that would be, like, the funniest table in the world, yeah. And he'd have stories for days, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting table.
Yeah.
So, I used to work for the security. I met a lot of famous people. So one person I would have at my dinner table is the only person I've ever actually been starstruck by. And that is Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I met him and I was like, oh shit. And then like he just laughed at me. Him and his wife just laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She was like, it happens all the time. I'm sure it does, but
I'm sure.
I'm at work.
Yeah.
She just laughed, and then he gave me one of his little things like that. And I was like, ah! So he'd definitely be one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've had this question on here, and I never even thought about it. So I'd have Muhammad Ali, and I think Robin Williams would be a good one. I think he can make any table fun.
Oh, for sure. He'd break the ice no matter what.
Oh, yeah. I would say probably Kobe Bryant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I would like to see what drives him, his Mamba mentality, like where that came from and things like that. I think that'd be interesting.
Absolutely.
All right, and then so if you could collaborate with anyone, again, living or dead, in any industry, who would you pick, and what would you guys do?
So I'd probably choose, what is his name? I know his name is Alex. He's like this really well-known climber. He climbed, like solo climbed, some big mountain somewhere. Alex, but I can't remember his last name. Anyways, I would collaborate with him just so he could teach me how to climb, because I've always wanted to learn how to do that. And I feel like he's got it down pat pretty well, that he might be the guy to do some type of collaboration with.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Not detail related.
That's okay. That's good. I think I would go with Prince.
Oh, yeah?
And make a song or something. I think that'd be fun.
Nice. That would be super cool.
I have zero music abilities, but
that would be super entertaining then. Yeah, right, exactly. Teach me something, Prince.
Yeah. All right. So where can people find you at? Line or anything?
Okay, so YouTube, it's So Cleen _detailing, I believe it is. On TikTok and Instagram, same thing, So Cleen Detailing. So yeah, just search So Cleen Detailing and you'll find me on any of the platforms.
Okay. Cool. You have any upcoming projects or anything?
No, not really. I've got my podcast with Phoenix, with Aaron from Phoenix COD. We do that every other Saturday, but other than that, that's it. Just cleaning some cars.
Guess that's the important part, right? That's what pays the bills.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Cleaning cars and paying bills.
All right. Any final words of wisdom or anything for any aspiring detailers or?
No, don't buy into the hype. That's it. Just do what feels right. Have fun doing it. As long as you're passionate about it, everything else will figure itself out. So, yeah, and get GSF.
Yeah,
it's an experience.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, that's all I have for you. You have anything else you want to?
No, thank you very much for inviting me. This was awesome. It was great to speak with you and share a little bit of me with your audience, and I really greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you jumping on.
For sure.
All right, everybody, have a good night, and we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely.